4 and negative 1. Okay. 4 and negative 1. Somebody else who has finished? Maya. Not yet. Okay. Let's have 1 minute to finish up. So just to give you a clue, I think you should have the square of a number. So we can say x squared is equals to is 4 more than 3 times the number. So it is the same as 3. Because it is 4 more, we add, for them to be equal, you have to, so that is what that statement says, that if you have the number is squared, it is 4. So because we are multiplying that number by 3, we add 4 for them to balance. So that is a clue of what you are supposed to do. And then you can see here we have x squared. You take 3x to the other side, that will give you minus 3x. You take 4 across the equal sign, that is, they change to negative. 4 is equals to 0. And once you get that, now you solve the quadratic equation. I think that is the way you should do it. You get two numbers such that when you add them, you get minus 3. When you multiply them, you get minus 4. That's how you go about it. So let's wait for some answers from the others who hasn't finished. Can give your answer if you have finished. So what is remaining now is for you to solve that quadratic equation. You get two numbers. What are these two numbers? We can say, Victor, what have you got? And minus 1, the same. All right, so the two numbers that you can use here, these are the correct answers to start with. That's correct. That's a correct answer. So you can use minus 4 and 1. So you write your expression x, that is x squared minus 4x plus x. When you add that, you get minus 3x. When you multiply 4 times minus 1, you get minus 4. It is equals to 0. So from there, you can factor out what is common. So that is x. We have x minus 4. And here you can factor out 1. So you'll be left with x minus 4, which is equals to 0. So you factor out x minus 4. And we have x plus 1 is equals to 0. So this is where we are saying either x minus 4 is equals to 0 or x plus 1 is equals to 0. So when you take x, so you say, let me put it here just to see it. So we say x minus 4 is equals to 0 or x plus 1 is equals to 0. So when you take 4 to the other side, you should be able to get x is equals to positive 4, or when you take minus 1 to the other side, it becomes minus 1. So you should be able to get minus 1. So that is how you solve. And you will be getting such questions where now, so assuming you don't know how to solve a quadratic equation, it means that you cannot, using that factor method, it means you cannot be able to get that number. Let me show you how you go about it. So you say, since, okay, this is our rectangle, we can write it there. I'll draw it there. So the length is 3x plus 1. Its width is 3 centimeters shorter. So it means you minus, this is the length, 3x plus 1, you minus 3. So that will be the width. So this will be 3x, 1 plus 1 minus 3 will give you minus 2. So it means that the width is 3x minus 2. And since you have been given the area, then what it means is that when you multiply that is length 3x plus 1, you multiply by 3x minus 2, that should give you the area, which is 28. And that will give you a quadratic equation, which is you multiply 3 multiplied by 3x multiplied by 3x, that will give you 9x squared. Then we have 3x multiplied by minus that 2, that will give you 6x. 1 multiplied by 3x, that will give you 3x. And 1 multiplied by minus 2, that will give you minus 2, is equals to 28. So this will give you 9x squared. That is minus 6x plus 3, that will give you minus 3x minus 2 is equals to 28. You take 28 to this side, it becomes negative. So this means that we have 9x squared minus 3x. This will become minus 30. That is minus 2 plus minus 28 is equals to 0. That is a quadratic equation. But you can simplify further and say you divide everything by 3. This will give you 3x squared minus x minus 10 is equals to 0. So now it is upon you to go. This is a quadratic equation where the coefficient of x is not equals to 1, it is 3. So for you to be able to solve, you need to multiply 3 multiplied by 10, you get 30. You get two numbers such that when you multiply them, you get minus 30. When you add them, you get minus 1. And that should give you the value of x. Once you get the value of x, we are told to find its length. You come here and the value you find for x, you multiply by 3 and you add 1, that will give you the length. So that will be your part of the assignment. You complete that. And I'm going to give you one more question. So I hope you have copied that. So you get the other one is you are going to get the roots. All right. So you form an equation with these roots. So this is 0, a 0 and minus 3, and we have b is we have b, we have minus 3 minus 5. So those two questions, you work on them. And still some of you are not have not presented their assignment. For those who have presented, that is good. So if you know you have not submitted your assignment and you are given the email, can you do that so that we can see how you are doing? So that brings us to the end of our class today. We are through with that topic, so you should be able to work out questions on quadratic expressions and equations, and specifically that is factorization method. So let's meet in our next lesson. Have a good day.